What's cracking, people? Angelic Mayhem here, and welcome to the next video in my Path of Exile series. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Molten Strike. I wanted to put together a video about Forsaken Masters, and so I actually created a character that would be, that I started from the beginning, and then I ran through Forsaken Masters with him. And that was my Molten Strike character. Basically, I had this unique axe over here. It was a two-handed weapon, so I decided to do a two-handed build, and I was looking for something that would do a little bit of, that would provide me with AoE, okay? And so basically, I decided to give Molten Strike a chance, and it turned out really nice. I'm really excited about it. Currently, I'm at level 50. I know a lot of these videos tend to wait until you get up to levels 60 through 80 or whatever, but sadly, I don't have the time to grind that far. So I think that I've got something pretty special here, and I think that based on what I'm about to show you, you can customize it how you fit. Alright, so first up is Molten Strike, okay? And basically what happens is you strike with your weapon, and then it creates lava rocks, alright? At the beginning of the game, and then continuous through the game, it creates 2 additional projectiles, so it's 3 rocks in total, okay? Now, in addition to that, I have a couple of gems that I've been sneaking in there. The first one is Multistrike, which is a must-have for any sort of melee attack. And Multistrike basically just does 1, 2, 3, and creates 9 of the projectiles, okay? Now, the thing to keep in mind is that while these projectiles are in the air, they're not actually doing any damage. It isn't until they actually hit the ground that they, connect and give you the damage that you're looking for. But the attack with the initial, the actual strikes, they count. So where Multistrike really comes in handy is that while you're waiting for the rocks to start hitting the ground, you're still doing damage 1, 2, 3 with your axe, all right? So it's that sort of thing. The second one that I put in there is life gain on hit. That actually allows me to just kind of stand in there and really, take the punishment that would be required of any sort of, melee tank. And then finally, I have Greater Multiple Projectiles. And obviously that increases the number of rocks that are in the air from 9 to, I think, 21. Bang, 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 bang. Okay, looks just like that. We shall henceforth refer to that as the Fountain of Brimstone. And here it is in action. Basically, I'm just out on the docks. If I run into a big boss, I'm not going to take the time to actually kill him off. Let me get rid of this. Oop. But you can see, I mean, any sort of damage that I take is immediately returned to me when the rocks hit the ground. Now, I am at a very advanced level here, so only having 1600 health is really starting to wear on me. I'm having a lot of trouble, tanking stuff on my own. Especially when you get, like in the docks, they have that one dog who is, like he throws out his little totems or whatever, and that's a problem. But you can see, I mean, especially at the early levels, it is a great way to have both AoE and the melee. So what happens is, especially before levels like this, you'll have like a boss man and he'll be surrounded by minions, and not only are you taking out all the minions, but you can still continuously do damage to that one boss. And that's a great way to farm, especially early on in things like the ledge and stuff like that. It really works out great. Now, in addition to that, I also in this build, I have Infernal Blow, okay? Mostly because I wanted to compare the two to see how good they were, not only separate, as individuals, but then working together. Infernal Blow is nice if you have like a nice tight group of little guys, okay, minions, but it's horrible against a big boss, okay? This has the benefit, Molten Strike has the benefit of being able to be used, across both, all right? So if you're in tight with Piety, or you are, working on Dominus or whatever, it's a fantastic thing to have. I also have Leap Slam, which is attached to my D. I just basically, that's how you get around. And it also has Culling Strike, so if by chance I have a large group and they're all at, low health or whatever, I'll just do a real quick Leap Slam and it will kill them all. Other than that, Val Cyclone is the one that I use to clean everything up. Basically, you just do, it's not charged yet, but you just do a Cyclone in place and it sucks everybody in from all over the board. The problem with that is that they don't necessarily die right away, and so they will begin to attack you while you're in here. So you may need a little bit more armor and a little bit more life than what I'm sporting here. The rest of my stuff here is garbage. These are just stuff that clarity is important. I'll talk about that in a second. The rest of this stuff is just stuff that I was working, you know, just kind of messing around with. And searing bond I throw out in case of an emergency. But clarity, all right, let's talk about that. So if you are running the docks, okay, and you're running it at full speed, which I'm not, but, you know, you're going bang, 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 and then you go to the next place, bang, 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 and there's rocks everywhere. Eventually, this mana will go down, okay? It just is, it's too mana hungry to not have clarity going. So when you actually throw clarity out there, yes, your mana goes down all the way, but it does refresh at a rate that will allow you to just continuously bang away with your rocks. All right, so that works out nice. All right, so now I'm just gonna head back to town, then I'll show you guys the passive tree. Here we go. Alright, so I am a duelist. I wanted to focus on two-hand because I had the unique weapon. Started off over here with melee stuff. I went down here for more of the two-handed melee. I picked up this life ring here. However, if you decide to pick up iron reflexes, just go in this direction because it's the same amount of nodes. So you won't have to, you know, come down here if you don't want to. Although I still do recommend this life ring just because it's one of the very few life rings that are left after this most recent patch. So, you know, you're going to want to have it. Over here, more two-handed. There is also this life ring over here, which has thick skin, which is really nice. So there may be some other things over here that you might want to pick up. But for the most part, I was content to just kind of, you know, end right here. And I needed this intelligence for a piece of gear that I had. Come back up this way. You pick up this life. This is a nice. Constitution is good. Right here, you can split off and pick up Shaper. I haven't done that yet, but I will at some point. I'll definitely need it when, you know, if and when I get up to level 60 on this one. Right now, I think I'm at 51. Dynamo is essential, okay? In order to continuously bang out rocks and do the fountain effect, you're going to need to have Dynamo. Which reduces, I mean, all of these reduce the mana cost, but this one's the big one, so you'll want this ring. This is nice too, again, with the two-handed stuff. Over here, this is a really nice life ring that, you know, just as you're damaging people, kill or injure, doesn't matter, you're getting health, and that's a big one. Down here, I mean, this is, you know, advanced level stuff. You know, eventually you're going to want to pick up, you know, like the two-handed melee stuff here, or even come down here for some of your resistances. The important thing to keep in mind with what you're looking at here is that it is very life weak. Okay, so I didn't pick up the life nodes that I should have in order to balance this out properly. At level 51, you're going to want to have life that's at least 2,500, all right, in order to be able to tank and continue to, you know, do the right amount of damage and not really be heavy on your flask. Also, you can see that I haven't switched out my flash yet. I am going to do a couple granites and then definitely fire resistance because I spent a lot of time on the docks, you know, upgrading myself. So all that's coming soon. There is also this life node down here. And then don't forget that you can come up here for these, which has this nice life regen, and also discipline and training, which has the max life, which is really pretty good stuff. There's also the two-handed stuff up here. I mean, you know, you'd have to, that's really late game. That would be like level 70, 80, something like that. But, yeah, it's there. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please click the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content like this in the future. I'm Angelic Mayhem, and I'll see you next time.